Coco Gauff is through to the Cincinnati Open round of 16. But waiting on the other side of the net is a dangerous Marie Bouzkova. And this is not a matchup Coco can afford to underestimate. Gauff arrives after defeating fellow American Enli 6-1, 7-6, while Bouzkova just pulled off a huge 2 tiebreak victory over number 13 seed Iva Jovic. Now these two meet again in a massive Cincinnati showdown. Gauff has the power, speed, and big match experience. Bouzkova has patience, consistency, and the ability to turn long rallies into a nightmare for her opponent. So who has the edge? Can Coco continue her Cincinnati run and move into the quarterfinals? Or could Bouzkova produce one of the biggest surprises of the tournament? Let's break down this fascinating matchup. Coco Gauff's road to the round of 16. Coco Gauff entered Cincinnati as the number 4 seed and one of the tournament's biggest contenders. The American star is also a former Cincinnati champion, having captured the title in 2023. Her latest performance against Enli showed 2 different sides of her game. Gauff dominated the opening set, winning it 6-1. But the second set became much more competitive. Lee pushed Gauff into a tiebreak, but Coco stayed composed and closed out the match 7-6. That victory moved Gauff into her 6th WTA 1000 round of 16 of the 2026 season. And that is important. Even when the match became difficult, Gauff found a way to finish it in straight sets. That kind of resilience can become extremely valuable as a tournament progresses. But now comes Marie Bouzkova. Marie Bouzkova is not entering this match simply to make up the numbers. The Czech player has already produced one of her biggest Cincinnati performances of the tournament. Bouzkova defeated number 13 seed Iva Jovic 7-6, 7-6 after recovering from a breakdown in both sets. She also saved herself from some difficult moments and showed tremendous composure when the pressure increased. The WTA described Bouzkova's experience and game as key factors in her victory. And this win has extra significance. It is Bouzkova's first WTA 1000 round of 16 appearance of the 2026 season, and her first top 20 win of the year. So confidence will certainly be high. The head-to-head. Interestingly, Gauff currently leads the head-to-head 1-0. Their only previous meeting came at the 2025 French Open, where Gauff defeated Bouzkova 6-1, 7-6. So Coco has already experienced what it is like to face Bouzkova in a Grand Slam environment. But one previous match does not guarantee anything. A new tournament, a different surface, different conditions. And both players are coming into this match with completely different momentum. That is why this round of 16 encounter is so intriguing. What makes Gauff dangerous? The biggest advantage for Gauff is her athletic ability. She can defend incredibly well, but she can also turn defense into offense in just a few shots. Her speed allows her to extend rallies that many players would already consider finished. And once Gauff finds her rhythm with the forehand and backhand, she can begin pushing opponents farther and farther behind the baseline. Her serve is another important weapon. When Coco is getting enough free points from the serve, she can put enormous pressure on her opponent's service games. But there is one area she will need to watch carefully. Unforced errors. Against Samsonova earlier in the tournament, Gauff dropped the opening set before fighting back to win 2-6, 6-4, 6-1. Against Enli, she looked much more controlled in the first set before facing a tougher challenge in the second. So the goal against Bouzkova should be clear. Stay aggressive, but stay patient. Why Bouzkova could cause problems. Bouzkova's game is built around consistency and court awareness. She isn't necessarily trying to overpower opponents on every point. Instead, she can make them play one more ball. Then another. And another. That can become frustrating, especially against an aggressive player like Gauff. If Bouzkova gets comfortable in long rallies, she can force Coco to create something special instead of simply waiting for mistakes. Her Cincinnati win over Jovic demonstrated exactly that mentality. Even after falling behind, Bouzkova stayed composed and fought her way back. She did it twice, and she finished both sets in tiebreaks. That tells us something important about her mindset. She is not going to panic simply because Gauff gets an early lead. The key battle, patience versus power. This could be the central storyline of the match. Gauff wants to use her athleticism, speed, and shot-making to take control. Bouzkova wants to make Gauff work. If Gauff starts rushing points, Bouzkova could benefit. But if Coco finds the right balance between aggression and patience, the match could become very difficult for the Czech star. The first few games could tell us a lot. If Gauff immediately establishes control on serve and begins attacking Bouzkova's second serve, that could create pressure very quickly. But if Bouzkova settles into long rallies and starts making Coco uncomfortable, we could be looking at a much closer contest. The Cincinnati factor. There is another reason this match matters so much for Gauff. Cincinnati is one of the final major stops before the US Open. Bouzkova, meanwhile, has nothing to lose. She has already taken down a seeded American teenager and reached the round of 16. Now she gets the biggest challenge yet. And that is exactly what makes tennis so unpredictable. One player arrives with expectations. The other arrives with momentum. One is expected to win. The other is trying to shock the tournament. That combination could produce a fascinating battle. So, tennis fans, what do you think? Will Coco Gauff continue her Cincinnati charge and reach the quarterfinals? Or does Marie Bouzkova have another upset waiting? Drop your prediction in the comments. And if you're backing Coco to make another deep run, let us know how far you think she can go in Cincinnati. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for the latest Coco Gauff, WTA, and Cincinnati Open updates. Because the tournament is heating up, and with the US Open getting closer, every match is becoming more important. Coco Gauff versus Marie Bouzkova is next. And this could be one of the most fascinating round of 16 battles in Cincinnati. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.